not as bad today. A chipped tooth. Every time I go through deep pain or intense pain, I'm always reminded of everything Christ went through for us to be. He never said it would be. It would take everything away so you wouldn't feel or experience pain ever in this life. It's not how that works. I think that we have a misconception about what we view as, oh, that's painful, and I don't want to experience any pain like that ever again. But anyway, keep going, keep pursuing, And I think that's the hardest part is the ability to go through it when it seems unbearable. It could be maybe you're suffering in your body and it just doesn't seem like any answers are out there, It's kind of like these two guys I seen at this one job today. One guy has to get his back cut open to remove the cancer. And so this other guy is like, I've been through that. I just got cancer, and I gave him a hug. You'll be all right. Wow. Such a cool place. Cool moment to see that, I think a lot of people forget about the human aspect, the human part of life. Life is more than just going through something. It's all about not just going through it, but also coming through it. Coming to a position or a place where you can say, you know what, you survived. You made it. You lived. You didn't give up. You didn't quit. You had also reason to quit. That's it. But I find that deeper place, like, well, what's the meaning behind pain? Pain, I think, is to kind of get you off track for where you need to be. It can be a motivator to kind of say, okay, push through it, let's go, let's do it, and that's probably the hardest thing, You think about the biggest pains, maybe not just, if you look at like physical pain, there's emotional pain, psychological, so we already know what physical is, it's something in your body. Emotional, I don't know about spiritual though, that's true. I think that's more emotional than anything. Emotional could be, you made a lot of mistakes and caused a lot of damage to somebody else, or to yourself, and so then you're dealing with the consequences of it. Maybe it's an addiction or something else. But anyway, kind of all over the map. And then at that same place was this woman that she reminded me of a pastor's wife actually, and she died like 10 years ago. No joke. I was like, really? Actually, a few years after my dad died, and that was kind of. It's always interesting when you run into people that just kind of, you look almost like that person that I haven't seen in, I don't know, since about 2011 or so. Yeah, 2011, 2012. It was a few years after my dad died. It's crazy, is that it's like this when it's the same similar face structure and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, those were kind of, it's about over a year into since Hal passed. That was his wife.
was his Jean. She died back in 2011.